As you may have seen this award floating around. This April at the National Rendezvous, the Washington chapter received the George Ward Grinnell Award, which is the Chapter of the Year Award.
3.4 process.
Thank you.
All right, what did 2024 look like for the Washington State BHA chapter? It looked like partnership, education, community, and conservation. But let's get specific. I bet there's a couple things in here that might surprise you. To start off, we completed 6 boots on the ground conservation projects in 2024, starting off with the 6th annual Methow Valley Fence Bowl, where about a mile of barbed wire fence, hog fence, T-posts, all in the Golden Doe WDFW unit were removed, creating safer corridors for mule deer, whitetail deer, elk, and bear. Then it was Advantage Highway Fire Habitat Restoration, where volunteers planted several thousand native plant plugs in critical areas. Then it was a Capitol Forest cleanup, where 35 volunteers, including children as young as 3, removed over 3,000 pounds of trash in just 3 hours. We also helped with the mountain goat survey, assisting in crucial wildlife research. And the Sultan Basin cleanup, where 27 volunteers from Washington BHA and Trash No Land partnered with Washington DNR to clean a Snohomish County shooting area, removing over 2,000 pounds of trash. Also, the Yakima Canyon Recreational Area cleanup, where volunteers cleaned graffiti, installed campsite posts, cleared trails, and removed invasive weeds. Beyond the conservation projects, we also wanted to build the community. That looked like hosting trivia nights and educational nights with biologists on topics like mountain goats, hoof disease, invasive bullfrogs, not to mention chronic wasting disease. We held the first ever Washington State Rendezvous, where over 100 conservationists gathered for a weekend of education, wild game, and community building. We had seminars that included CWD, bird dogs, fly fishing, butchering, women in the outdoors, kill site analysis, blacktail hunting, backcountry medicine, and BHA board roundtable and commission engagement. Beyond all of the community involvement, we also wanted to expand our reach. So outside of the Calistans from Boots on the Ground projects and events, we amplified our message beyond the hunting and angling community through media features in Inside Olympia, Outdoor Life, Northwest Sportsman's, and Spokesman's Review, covering conservation topics the entire year. Not to mention the legislative and policy impact. We push for meaningful change from the top down. We worked with a prime sponsor for SB 5846, which is the beaver bill, to amend language ensuring sustainable consumptive use was protected. We testified against the now failed SB 6294, which was the fur ban, and issued an action alert opposing its impact on fishing materials and legal trapping. We also engaged in the commission meetings throughout the entire year. Beyond just the verbal and written testimonies, we also submitted written comments on the proposed conservation and best available science policies. Both co-chairs were interviewed for the Ruckle House review as well. Our co-chair, Dan Wilson, even appeared on TDW to discuss the conservation policy.
In Washington State, it's really manifested in a focus on commission-level decision-making and how that is an appropriate place to try and engage strong policy making. It's the most accessible line to make positive changes and continue these long-term traditions that we had.
We understand to create the biggest impact, we need to collaborate with other like-minded organizations. We were able to sponsor and attend the annual Grouse Conference. Our board members were able to serve on key committees: the Northeast Washington Forest Collaborative, the RCO LWCF Advisory Committee, USFS Secure Schools Colville Resource Advisory Committee, and the WDFW BPAG Committee. Beyond all of that, we were also able to submit letters in supporting RCO funding to improve recreational facilities in the Methow and land acquisition efforts by Chelan PUD. We were able to support the trust land transfers for WDFW and DNR through official letters and budget requests. It's been one heck of a year. And here's the thing, it's been consistent collective efforts that have driven real progress. Conservation has always been a marathon, not a sprint, and we couldn't be more grateful to stand alongside all of you, pulling fences, raising funds, attending commission meetings, and restoring habitat. Your trust empowers us to represent you in front of the Capitol, before the commission, in the field, and everywhere in between. The path ahead will undoubtedly have potholes and washboards and probably a bit of deadfall to navigate off the beaten path. But one step at a time, we can get there, and we can get there together.